Hey everybody. Oh, look, you can see the clock right up there. It's 12 o'clock and you are watching Lunch with Leslie at gotokitchens.com. How are you guys doing today? Hello everybody. Of course I have to do camera adjustments. You guys just totally ignore me playing with my camera and all that kind of jazz. How are you guys doing? It is Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Look at all of you jumping in here, inviting followers. You are amazing. Thank you so much. I just want to do a quick shout out, and that is to all of you who have gone from Periscope over to Facebook, over to my website, followed me on social media, followed me everywhere. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Without you guys, I could not sit here and do this. So happy Wednesday. It's good to see all of you. So thank you so much for going over, leaving Periscope, going over, finding my website, gotokitchens.com, becoming a VIP, joining the VIP group, commenting there, sending me your amazing photos, everything that you do, because I'm on a mission to, thank you, Lisa, because I am on a mission to change millions of people's lives. I want to change millions of people's, thank you guys. And I want to, and I want the people to fall in love with their kitchen again. That is the reason that I am here. That's the reason Go To Kitchens exists. And every time you hit like, and every time you come to a Periscope, and every time you share out to your followers, and every single time you send me photos and all of that, that just starts a revolution of change. So you guys are part of that change. It is not just me here. It is not just the Leslie Show. This is all about all of you as well. And so you guys are out there helping me change lives by sharing this message. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate it so very much. And I felt really convicted this morning about not telling you enough about how much I appreciate you. So thank you so much. It is the hub of the house. And when you have a party, everybody gathers in the kitchen, right? There's a reason for that. It's where we get our nutrition. It's where everything comes from. It comes from the kitchen. So your whole health journey starts, right? Actually starts with your mindset, and then it starts in your kitchen. So you got to want to be in your kitchen before you start that. So let me introduce myself. My name is Leslie. I have a website, gotokitchens.com. If you have not gone over and become a VIP, please go do that. It is super simple. It is absolutely free. As you know, I do not have anything for sale. You cannot buy anything from gotokitchens.com or me. Everything that I give you here is absolutely free of charge. The only thing that I want you to buy is I want you to buy into your own health. And that's what Go To Kitchens is all about. So all week we have been talking about the top 5 cancer foods. Right? We've been talking about top 5 cancer foods, and we talked about cruciferous vegetables. We talked about garlic yesterday, and today we're going to talk about one of the most elementary foods on the planet, in my opinion, and that is a beautiful apple. What I am going to throw down with you guys today is amazing about the apple. It is so simple. Everybody knows the saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Good for you. Good for you. And it is true, you guys. It is absolutely true. Apples are amazing foods. Now, not just the inside of this apple, but the skin of this apple is really, really an amazing food. So if you're sending it in your kid's lunchbox, if you're sending it in your husband's lunch, if you are having it in your dinner, anything, anywhere you're getting your apple in is amazing. We're going to break it down today, and I'm going to tell you guys all about the apple. So to get this party started, I'm going to ask you one time. This is the only time I'm going to ask you. Right down in the corner. Thanks for the hearts, everybody. Right down here in the corner. We're going to talk about all the apples today. We're going to put them in a bunch. We're going to have a bunch of apples. So right down in the corner, there's a little ball-headed white guy. If he's the Perry guy, if you will please, hi, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here. If you will please share out to your followers, if you will please put this out on Twitter, share it out to Facebook, wherever you want to share it out. Please share it out. I don't care if you have 1 follower. It doesn't matter to me. Just, oh, you're picking one right now. Yeah, so I would say go with the reddest apple that you can stand to eat. I know a lot of people like green apples because they're hard and they're not mushy, and red apples tend to be, be mushy, but I would say the reddest that you can stand. So as much red as you can get in the flesh would be great. So although the other apples are good for you as well. So thank you guys so much for sharing out. Let's just jump right in. If you are new to me, if you have not, I know, dang it, right? Because I like green apples too. I like Fuji apples. They're my favorite. But if you are new to me, please type in the word apple. So if you're new to me, if you've never been on one of my broadcasts, please type in the word apple. Apple. Okay, welcome. Thanks for being here. You're a hardcore kind of Honeycrisp. Yeah, I understand. That's funny sounding too. You're hardcore Honeycrisp. I'm calling you Honeycrisp from now on. Apple. Okay, thank you. Thanks for being here. It's good to see you. Okay. All right. Yeah. Gala apples. That's okay. Yep. Open apple. All right. Thank you. Apple, I think. All right. So questionable apple. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please, if you're not following me, follow me. I do this broadcast every weekday at noon Mountain Time. So that's 11 Pacific and 2 p.m. Eastern. You can figure out Central for yourself, but noon Mountain Time, I do a broadcast every weekday, and I do it on the weekends just because I love to have fun. So, and I'm usually in my kitchen cooking, and I like to show you guys. So thank you guys for sharing out. Thank you for all the hearts. Keep them coming. Keep the comments rolling. We are going to roll on about the apple. First of all, this is a cancer scope. Dang, nobody likes talking about cancer, and I understand. I used to not like to talk about cancer either until I had cancer, and then that's all I wanted to talk about. And then that changed, and now I'm back to talking about cancer again, but I'm back to talking about it not from a personal perspective, but from a health perspective. You can prevent cancer in your body with the food that you put in your mouth. Trust me on this one. Some people are going to get cancer. Some people are going to get heart disease. Some people are going to have high blood pressure and do everything right. Some people are going to have knee pain and they never injured their knee in their entire lives. It is going to happen. You have cells in your body, and sometimes those cells get dysfunctional and become a dysfunctional family and form a tumor, and there's nothing you can do about it. But you can increase your odds of not ever getting cancer in your body by the food that you put in your mouth. And the apple is a great place to start. Who doesn't like an apple? Really? I mean, I hardly know anybody that doesn't like an apple. I don't like cooked apples, actually, but I don't hardly know anybody that doesn't like an apple. So get your apple on. So what is, there's a new buzzword that's kind of flowing out there right now about cancer, and it's oxidative stress. You only like them cooked. That's hilarious. I love it. I don't like them cooked. I like them raw. I only like them raw. So there we are, Chastity. We're totally opposite of one another. You don't like GMO apples. Nobody should like GMO apples, but this is not in a scope about that. I do not, oh really? I do not like apple juice either. The meat of the apple you need to learn to eat. It's one of those things you're going to have to learn to eat. You don't like the red delicious ones. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't like the red apple, but I'm telling you, this is a superfood right here in this little red package. This little red package is a superfood. I wanted to draw a superhero on it. Your dog, so does mine. Yeah, I know. Do you raw? It doesn't matter to you, right? So you like the skin of the apple. Okay, well, that's good, I guess, but you should try to eat the flesh too. You're just going to have to be a big girl, Clarissa, and eat the flesh. You can drink apple cider, but you're not getting the fiber. So, yes. So let's talk about the oxidative stress word that is flying around everywhere. That's right. I wanted to draw on it. Then I was like, oh no, I want to eat it. So I can't draw on it. So I didn't put a superhero, but it is a superhero of foods. Yes. All right, great food. And I would take a big bite out of this, but it's actually my lunch and I don't want it to turn brown. So, okay, oxidative stress is becoming a buzzword about cancer, and everybody's talking about it, and you're going to see it a lot more in blog posts, and you're going to see it a lot more in the news, and everybody's going to be talking about oxidative stress. So oxidative stress is just a fancy term for the imbalance of good antioxidants in the body fighting the free radicals. So oxidative stress is when you have too many free radicals and not enough antioxidants to take care of them. This is the beginning stages of what happens in the body to start forming and allowing cancer cells to form. Processed food diets, so foods that are prepackaged food diets, that you are eating a lot of prepackaged or fast foods and you're not eating a lot of whole real foods like this. I'm not talking about being a vegan. I'm not talking about being a vegetarian. I'm just talking about eating real foods. So if you're not eating real foods, and most things that come in boxes, pouches, cans, bags, all of those things are not, I don't know what that means. So it's open today. I don't know what that means. So, those are not real foods, and those types of foods are low in antioxidants. So you probably have an imbalance of oxidative stress in the body, or you have oxidative stress in the body because you're not getting enough antioxidants in the body. Oh, sorry. So, think about it this way. Think about what rust does to metal. All right. So think about something metal and all the rusty bits on it, and what it does, it causes a corrosive reaction and it starts to eat away the metal. That's basically what oxidative stress is in the body. And the way you fight that is with antioxidants. Apples are full of antioxidants. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But that's a precursor to damage of your DNA, and is the first step into cancer forming in your body. Oh my gosh, I don't want that. Do you guys want that? Heck no, I don't want that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to eat lots of antioxidants. Antioxidants come in many forms, but primarily we get them from our fruits and veggies, okay? That's where most of our antioxidants in our diets come from. So if you're not eating a lot of fresh fruit and veggies, you're probably low in antioxidants. So you need to ramp that up. You cannot take a supplement to make it better. You can take a supplement, but your body does not recognize it like it recognizes whole real food. It does not, because you're not chewing up the fiber in the food. As it starts to get down in the gut, it's like, what's this? And it may, and I'm talking about a supplement. So the supplement may help a little bit boost that antioxidant, but certainly not like you're going to get in whole real foods. All right. So eating food that is rich in protective plant chemicals protects your genes. So think about it like this. Your food is talking to your genes and going, hey, I'm whole real food. I'm here to help. So, I mean, you can actually affect your genetic code by the foods that you eat. If you're putting in crap, you're going to have a crappy genetic code. If you're putting in good stuff, you're going to have a good genetic code. So don't fall into, oh, well, my mom had breast cancer. My grandma had breast cancer. They had all of those things, and so I'm probably going to get it. Don't fall into that. You can change your genetic makeup by the food that you put into your mouth. Don't let anybody fool you into that. You can promote healthy genes in your body by the food that you put in your mouth. Just saying. So don't be fooled by that. All right. Here's the big one for the day. I had a big one yesterday about garlic, and a very famous, cancer.gov, which is our government agency that talks to us about cancer. They had a big to do. Sorry, there's Edison. They had a big to do about, and there's FedEx. We get FedEx barks. We get all kinds of barks. So sorry. Let's wait a second. He'll be done in just a second, I swear. Very healthy dog, 12 years old, acts like a puppy. Oh my gosh. It's because he eats whole real foods. So, okay, anyway. I think he's done now. Are you done now? Can you hear him? Edison, are you done now? Yeah, he's done. Okay, Edison's done. Thank you, Edison, for the barking moment. Yeah, okay. I know, but it's really distracting for me. I know that you can hear me, but it's still really distracting for me. So, but thank you for saying so. Yes, this is a really powerful scope. Yeah, I know. UPS, who knows who's going to show up next? Oh my gosh. Dogs down the street. If you've never watched my periscopes before, Edison barks almost every single periscope. It's like I turn on the camera and he starts barking and I'm like, Edison, oh my God. Okay. So are you ready for this? Here's the bomb. Here's the bomb diggity for today. I'm going to drop a bomb on you right now. All right. This is a big one. Ready? Here it is. I'm going to read it to you. The American Institute for Cancer Research. Sounds pretty important, right? The American Institute for Cancer Research says that it recommends a diet rich in veggies, are vegetables. They don't say veggies, they say vegetables. Vegetables and fruit, because it appears that it stops cancer in several ways. Oh my gosh. It goes on to say that there's a whole bunch of stuff. And then it goes on to say that apples rank highest in the fruit category for help for the prevention of cancer. Okay. So seriously, why you're not eating apples? I think for that kind of currency, for that kind of health currency in your body, you should probably learn to eat apples if you don't like them. Clarissa. I'm totally picking on you. Totally picking on you. Sorry, I'm totally picking on you. So yes, but you should learn to get yourself and eat yourself some apples. I left my sticker on here for a reason, by the way. So if it annoys you, I'm sorry. I'll turn it this way. But I did leave it on for a reason. So what makes an apple so protective in the body? Number one, it protects our cells. Hold on. Let me start over. Sorry, I just got totally distracted. I apologize. Eat more apples, Leslie. Okay, sorry. I just got totally distracted by something and it just threw me off completely. So apples protect our cells from cancer-inducing oxidative damage. So the oxidative stress that we just talked about, the antioxidants in this, antioxidants, oxidative, get it? Are you getting it now? Are you getting the idea of it now? It helps protect us from that. It prevents the start of cancer growth in the first place. So this little apple can protect you, can be part of your arsenal to protect you from getting cancer in the first place. Now look it, I'm a cancer survivor. And if you've never had cancer or you don't have cancer now, I don't want you to ever have it. So I want to teach you ways to protect your body from cancer. And I never want you to have my t-shirt, not this one. Another t-shirt that says survivor on it. I don't want you to ever have that t-shirt. I don't want you to have to buy a t-shirt or somebody give you a t-shirt that says survivor on it. You don't need that t-shirt in the first place. So don't get cancer in the first place. Think about eating some apples. All right. It stops. This apple can stop tumor growth. There are studies after studies that show the nutrients in this apple can actually protect you against continued tumor growth. So if you already have cancer, if you're living with cancer right now, number one, you can totally beat the crap out of this thing. All right. You can beat cancer. And I am here to help you do that. Now, I don't talk about it all the time, but absolutely everything that I do is towards my cancer journey and towards never getting cancer again. So you can guarantee and you can bet your bottom dollar that everything that I talk about is pro anti-cancer. All right. So there you go. So, but it actually can stop tumor growth if you're eating apples. And I'm going to give you those daily recommended doses as we go along today. So, but it can, and it also promotes the death. So not just stopping tumor growth, but actually killing off cancerous cells in the body. Oh my God. It's an apple. No wonder it was at the Garden of Eden. These should be like $1 million a piece. Apples should be like $1 million a piece. That's how powerful they are. If they were a drug, they would be $1 million a piece because that's how powerful they are. All right. That is how powerful they are in your body. Eat your apples. So what are you looking for? When you go to the grocery store and you're standing there and there's 17 billion different kinds of apples. And not only that, there's conventional apples and there's organic apples. And holy crap, what do I buy? What makes it so powerful inside of me? All right. So number one that I want you to consider, I know organics are pricey. I know, right? Shh, be very, very quiet. We're selling apples. You're going to McDonald's? Okay. Well, have fun. So they have apples at McDonald's too, although they're totally coated in chemicals to keep them from turning brown, but whatever. And it's okay if you want to eat chemicals. I'm not going to eat them though. So the apple, all right, the apple I want you to look for is I want you to look for organic. Okay. See that little sticker right there? That says that this is an organic apple. I know I bet they do. I've never had them, of course, but I can't even believe that I know that they sell them, but I've seen commercials for, get your apples at McDonald's. Yes. So I want you to look for a sticker that says organic or buy them out of the organic produce. Here's the reason for that. Organic apples are not coated in wax. Traditional apples are coated in wax, and that wax is not good for you. If you're buying traditional apples, all right, I know they're in a bag, they're all juicy and weird. But if you are buying traditional apples that are not organic, so when I say traditional, I mean non-organic, then you need to soak them in some warm water. If you like your apples refrigerated, that's awesome. But, just soak them in some warm water and get that wax buildup off of your apple. You should not be ingesting that. However, I'm going to go one step further and say that the apple skin is an impossibility to wash pesticides off of it. You cannot wash pesticides off of this. It has already penetrated the skin and already gotten to the core, and pesticides do not just kill pests, and that's all I'm going to say about that. So organic is the best way to go, in my opinion. Buy your organic apples. They are not cheap, especially this time of year, going right out of fall into winter. They're going to start getting expensive right now. But they're a beautiful defense against all kinds of things happening negatively in your body. They're a beautiful weapon against cancer. So $4 a pound. Yeah, they can be, and they weigh a lot. So I think they taste better, but a lot of people that don't buy traditional, they tend to peel the skin off because they don't like that waxy coating. So yes, yeah, cheaper than a prescription. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I don't know if it's part of the Dirty Dozen. That's not how I buy veggies. I know that's really popular, the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. They may be on the Dirty Dozen. I buy it if my rule of thumb is if you eat the peel, it's no deal. So if I'm going to eat the peel of the fruit or the vegetable, then I don't buy traditional. So, okay, yeah, somebody's saying that they are. Thank you. I don't keep up with the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen, so I don't have it memorized. So, because my easy rule of thumb is if I eat the peel, it's no deal. So if I'm eating the outside of the fruit or vegetable, then I buy organic. If I don't, I still try to buy organic, but it's not super priority for me. So if I'm eating the outside though, I always try to, because honestly, it's hard for me to trust those kinds of lists because it's always changing. So yeah, so my rule is if you eat the peel, it's no deal. So that's how I remember. I like to make up rhymes because if I don't, then I won't remember. So I have to make up a rhyme. So that's my rhyme for that. Yeah. We also have one for clock repair. My husband's a clock repairman. Okay, that's totally off subject. Anyway. You stress out over organic and non-organic? Yeah, a lot of people do. And I will tell you, don't stress, okay? Honestly, don't stress. It's important to try to eat organically. If you are not, it's still better to eat fruits and veg, all right? It's still better to eat fruits and veg. So yes, you need to eat the peel. Absolutely. We're going to talk about that in just a second. So what color of apple should you be buying? I covered this a little bit in the beginning of this, but you should be buying red apples. I know that they're not the popular apple. I understand. I understand that green apples are typically more popular in Braeburns and Honeycrisp and Fuji apples, but try to get an apple with as much red on it as you can, because this red color is actually a compound. I'm going to try to pronounce it right now. It's called quercetin, I think is how you pronounce it, quercetin. And that red compound is found in red onions, pomegranates, and cranberries, but it's the most in red apples. You get the biggest dose of it in red apples. So I know that it's like, dang, but I love Fuji's, or I love Galas, or I love Honeycrisp, and they're not red. They have some red, so you should try to get really red ones. But the red apple is actually the very best for you as far as cancer fighting properties. And that's what we're talking about, is cancer superfoods. And this has the most in it for cancer fighting. It's like green cabbage versus purple cabbage. Green cabbage has more breast cancer fighting qualities than purple cabbage does. I mean, but I still eat purple cabbage, and I'm still going to eat Fuji apples, but I try to get in a red apple now and again. So yeah, thank you. That's very sweet. If it's not organic, you need to soak it in just some warm water just to melt the wax. Think about melting the wax off of it. So yeah, so yes, melt the wax off. And because you don't want to eat that wax on a daily basis. It's just not good for your body. It's hard for your body to digest. So you want to try to get rid of that waxy stuff. And they put it on there to preserve the apples, to make them nice and shiny and pretty. If you hold up an organic apple to a traditional apple. The traditional one's going to be nice and shiny and pretty, and the organic one's going to kind of look dull, although I think this is a beautiful apple, quite frankly. It's so beautiful, beautifully shaped. It's like perfectly perfect apple. I picked it just for you guys, for this scope. I've been telling my husband all week, don't eat the apples. I have to have them in my scope. He's like, but I want an apple. I'm like, well, don't eat this one. This one's for my periscopes. So, yeah. Anyway, it's horrible in our house when you say don't eat something, then everybody wants to eat it. I'm like, don't eat that. That's my prop for Wednesday. You can't, don't eat my props, okay? That's just the rule. You can eat it after Wednesday. So the quercetin in, I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, it's just too bad. That's how I'm going to say it. You can go look it up. It's quercetin. That is what the element is. This has, that particular nutrient has 30 functions. Thank you so much. Has 30 functions in the body. 30 functions in the body. It can help 30 different functions. Actually, there's a couple more as well, but it's like 33 or something like that. But 33 functions in the body. If there was a drug on the market that could affect 33 functions in your body, it would be $1 million. We're back to the $1 million apples again. This would be $1 million apple. This should be $1 million apple, but they can't do that because these grow on trees. All right. This is why fruit and veggies, they say, oh, well, you can't control disease with fruit and veggies. Well, they say that because the drug companies can't control this. I don't want to be a negative Nelly here. I'm not being a negative Nelly. I refuse to do that. So, but this should be $1 million apple. These should be worth a lot more money than $4 a pound. Quite frankly, this is a cancer killer right here. All right. So, so if you really want to get like super healthy benefits from, I know, I try not to be negative against anybody's business because I feel like it'll come back to me in some way, and I don't want that. So, I know, right? All of a sudden, apples are like $100 a pound because they fight cancer. So, but it's true. It is so true. But you can grow apples in your backyard. I mean, hello, I have peaches in my backyard. So you like apple pies. Yeah, not so much with the sugar, but if you're making them without a lot of sugar and dairy and pastry, then yeah, apple pies are awesome. I don't know what's left after all that, but yeah. So guess what you need in your diet if you are eating apples? All right, to make it an effective thing in your body, you actually need a healthy gut. So if your gut is out of whack, so if you have constipation, diarrhea, bloating, gas, IBS, any of those types of things, your gut is out of whack. I hate to tell you, if you eat cabbage or eat broccoli and it causes you to have stinky farts, your gut is out of whack. So that is a whole nother scope that I'm not going to get into. So, but go and research gut health. Go follow the digestion doc. Go follow the Duchess of Doo-Doo. Go find out about gut health because you need to get your gut health in check for nutrients, any nutrients, not just apple nutrients, but any nutrients to get to your body effectively. But in particular with apples, it's great to have your gut health because it actually is where it is processing. Fermented is good. That's right. It's actually where it is processing the nutrients is in your gut to get it back out to your body and get the proper nutrients that you need from this. So those 30 function things. Yeah. So awesome. Good for you. I love it. So yes. So gut health is, at the end of the week this week, I am going to show you, actually tomorrow's food, I'll just go ahead and say it out loud. Tomorrow's food is fermented food. So we're going to talk about fermented food and how that actually helps beat up cancer in the body. Go to Kitchens and Open Apple. That's right. Good for you. So it's, I missed part of that, Janie. I just saw the first part and said good for you and didn't read the last part. Dang, sorry. Retype that. I want to be super conscious that I'm seeing your comments today because I totally missed you yesterday. And I was kind of thinking, I wonder where Janie is. You were there the whole time. Anyway, okay, sorry. So yes, so getting some fermented foods in your body will help heal the gut. Probiotics will help heal the gut. That's what's in fermented foods. Tomorrow's food is actually fermented food. On Friday, I'm going to show you a salad with an apple and some fermented food that is going to knock your socks off. It is going to make you go, oh my gosh, I want to eat this every single day. I'm going to show you how to make a salad dressing and everything. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing lunch. Explain how you eat the healthy part of what? Eat the healthy part of the apple? The whole apple. Without the stem and the seeds. The whole apple is what you should be eating. If it won't fix gut health with real food for a while. It can, but you're going to need some probiotics. So yes, you're going to need some probiotics in there to help heal the gut. And that is going to be the natural bacteria that is formed really from whole real foods, but also from fermented foods and are taking a probiotic because a lot of our foods are stripped of it nowadays. Yes, that's right. Lunch with Leslie. That's right. Okay, so this is that quercetin, whatever it is, I can't say the word, whatever, quercetin, whatever. Anyway, you guys know I'm horrible at pronunciation of big words. That's why we don't talk about science stuff. I can read them all day and I can't say them back to you. So I can type them, but I can't say them. Anyway, so it helps protect against gene receptors in cancer. So cancers have receptors. They actually have little fingers that stick out and it's what feeds, oh, awesome. Yeah, no, apples are amazing for you. So cancers have little receptors that stick out and there are things that feed that cancer. Apples are not one of them. I just made it look like that. Thank you. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, but it feeds that cancer cells. So it has receptors and it's gene receptors that are actually feeding those cancer cells. And that's why they do all they call it genomic testing to see what is actually affecting the cancer cell and causing it to grow. I had I had two different type of genomic testing to see what was feeding my cancer cells. And so we found out that it wasn't actually any of those things, that it was a basal cell. Okay, and that's totally off track. So let's forget about that. There are cancer receptors like HER2/neu. It's HER, the number 2, NU. So HER2/neu is a cancer receptor that is found in breast cancer and mostly female cancers. Well, men can get breast cancer too, but then in other cancers that are hormone receptive. So HER2/neu is something that you do not want to have when you have breast cancer. It makes it aggressive. It makes the cancer very aggressive, and it feeds very quickly, and it can grow very, very quickly. So at the first diagnosis, they told me I had HER2 receptors turned on. The second and third diagnosis, they said it was not turned on. I had 3 different diagnoses and we're still not sure what kind of cancer I had. But so an apple, the qualities of an apple actually can turn those receptors off. And we're going to talk about how many apples you need to eat a day to make that happen. But it can actually turn those receptors off. I'm not talking about just kind of like making them go, oh, well, maybe we're not going to be on today. I'm talking about turning them off, turning them right off to that tumor or that cancer, whatever is growing in your body. I mean, hello. There's also another gene. More than one. Yeah, if you're actively battling cancer, yes, more than one. We'll talk about that in just a second. But the epidermal growth factor receptors that are on cancer, this actually can turn those receptors off as well and shut them down. Typically, if you do not have cancer, you don't know about those kinds of things, so I'm not going to go into detail. If you do have cancer, you should be messaging me and we should talk. Because I am happy. I'm an open book of what I went through and what I did, and I'd be happy to share that with you. All right, so the other things that you should be looking for in an apple is that you should not be peeling your apple when you eat it. If you peel your apple and throw that peel away, shame on you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not shaming anybody here, but you should be considering eating the apple peel because that is where a lot of the nutrients are. That's where you're going to find a lot of those antioxidants. It's because of this red color that it has is why it has so many antioxidants in it. So yes, and that's another reason why you think about fruit and veggies and their color schemes. If they're brightly colored, they have tons of antioxidants in them. The closer they get to purple, the more antioxidants they have. So things that are purple, they have tons of antioxidants in the skin. All right. So if it hurts your teeth, then I cut it open and make slices. Yes. So, No, you should just wash the wax off of them. You should still be eating the peel. I recommend eating the peel. I know that's very contrary to what I normally say, but yes, so just cut it up and eat it that way. You see I have a big gap in my front teeth, and when I eat an apple, I can do it now. I've trained myself to eat it properly, but when I eat it, it actually gets caught between my teeth and it hurts. So, and it makes that little thing between those teeth swell up, my gums, not the little thing, but the little point of my gums right there. It makes it swell up, and I've learned how to eat them just because I want to eat them on the go. I want to be able to go and grab my apple. I kind of want to look cool, you know, like sitting on the beach eating an apple. Okay, anyway, whatever. Hey, Marcy, it's good to see you. So don't peel your apple. Eat the skin of the apple, all right? Number 4, don't juice your apples. Whatever you do, don't juice your apples because you're losing all the fiber. That fiber in there is what is causing the anti-inflammatory properties in your body. So don't juice your apples. I know you can put an apple in your veggie juice to make it a little sweeter, but don't say, oh, well, I've had an apple in my veggie juice. That apple you're getting some nutrients, but you're really missing all the fiber. So don't just make apple juice. It is, you're not getting what you think you need, or you're not getting what you need out of the apple when you're doing that. So especially don't do it on a regular basis. If you need apple juice for a recipe or something like that, that's one thing. I mean, use your noggin, but don't juice them to have an apple and thinking that you're having an apple. So is that right? That's awesome. I love it. Cancer fighter. You can grind it in smoothie. Absolutely. That is absolutely cool. Yes, do that because you're still getting all the fiber. Yes, anytime. I say don't juice your fruits at all. Only reason that you should be juicing your fruits is because you're trying to hide the veggie flavor. You want more sweet flavor in your juices. Then you can juice your fruits. And that's why they recommend that you do it so that you'll actually drink it, because sometimes it can be really potent without something sweet in there. But that's the only reason you should be juicing your fruits. Don't juice them and then think, oh, well, you know, I've gotten all my fruits today, because no, you just gotten all your fruit juices today. You haven't gotten all your fruits. Smoothies are different than juice. Juice would literally be just the juice of the apple and no fiber. Smoothies, you actually are getting, yes, that's absolutely fine, Carol. That is cool. In fact, you should absolutely do that. That's how I get most of my fruits in the day, because I eat a lot of fruits. I do not fear fruit. I eat a lot of fruits, and that's how I get them, is in smoothies. So yes, absolutely not a problem, because you're still getting all that fiber. In fact, you're going one step further, that it's breaking it down and getting it ready for digestion even. So your body doesn't even have to work as hard to digest it, although it's still digesting it. You don't have to work as hard as it normally would is when you put it in smoothies. So there you go. All right. So what kind of cancer is this effective against? It's effective against most cancers. That's from the National Cancer Institute, that apples are effective. Is that who it was? Well, anyway, it was a big one. The American Institute for Cancer Research says that it's effective against most cancers. It is great for lung, colon, and breast cancer. All right. An apple a day. That's right. Keeps the doctor away. Yes, effective for most cancers. Cancer prevention, if you're living with active cancer, absolutely a great preventative and a great cancer killer. Oh, I'm sorry, Carol. Please, yeah, watch for tomorrow. Watch the replays. You can see my replays on catch.me as well on Periscope. After 24 hours, it leaves Periscope and then it's over on catch.me. So please go and find me on my website, and there's a lot of replays there too. So yes. So it's great for months. How does it work by doing that? I'm going to go through these really quickly. It changes the status of the cancer, causing a chemical reaction that neutralizes cancer in the body. Thank you. It's good to have you. Thanks for being here today. Thank you, Marcy. It actually changes the status of cancer in the body and neutralizes it. All right. So the cancer causing chemicals that are hitting the body, the toxins that are bombarding us, even if you eat a fabulous, amazing freaking diet, you still are getting bombarded by toxins every single day. Just sitting in front of your cell phone, you're getting bombarded by toxins. So am I. So you can eat the seeds of the apple. Absolutely. Absolutely. You could eat the seeds. Yeah. I mean, it's not, as long as you chew them up, it's not gonna, you're probably just gonna poop them right back out, quite frankly, unless you're chewing them. But yeah, you could absolutely eat the seeds. No problem. No problem at all. Yeah. My husband eats the seeds of a couple of things I won't eat. It's weird. I'm like, what are you doing? You can't eat that. He eats the core too. That's awesome. I love that. I love that he does that. I wish, man, I want to be that like, I'm going to eat it all. Ugh, I want to be that way. I'm getting there slowly but surely. I don't know if they have arsenic in them. I have no idea. I don't see why you couldn't eat them though. Some plants do, but no, and typically that's just a pesticide. So yeah, I can't do it either. I would love to be able to do it. Yeah, probably a little, but that's what protects the seeds from other things wanting to eat the seeds. So when the apple falls and it totally degrades and there's seeds left for another tree to grow, then the animals won't eat it, and the arsenic is probably there to keep them from doing that. So yeah, that's typically why we have things in foods like that. Well, yeah, but you probably have to eat a lot. I agree with you, Marcy. Okay, so it changes the status of cancer-causing chemicals in the body. It improves the antioxidant function in the body. It turns on anti-inflammatory mechanisms in the body. So if you have a lot of inflammation, this actually, eat apples, don't get cancer, you lessen your chance of getting cancer. You stack the odds against getting cancer. So yes. What else does it do? It helps promote normal cell death, which is called apoptosis. It actually helps promote that. Not just apples. You have to eat a lot of things to help prevent getting cancer, but apples are a big part of that arsenal for sure. We're talking about the top 5 cancer busting foods this week, and apples is in that top 5. So, and it helps the influencing of gene events in the body. So I talked about it earlier a little bit, but you can actually help change your genetic disposition. So if grandma and grandpa and everybody had cancer, no, I think you know the answer to that. But yes, so it actually helps change your genetic disposition in your body. And so it is, it can actually help protect you against those things that people say, well, it's just in your genes. It doesn't have to just be in your genes. That sounds terrible. But anyway, but yes, absolutely, absolutely. Apples can help with that. All right. So what are the servings? Thank you. Thank you for putting in that out there. And tomorrow will be fermented foods. Did you get that, Janie? Oops. Keeping it in or out of the genes, I don't know. Anyway, it's keeping it out. No, in. No, never mind. Anyway, genes with the G. There we go. Now I've clarified. You totally did miss it, Marcy. I have clarified. Genes with the G, just so you know. All right. So how many apples do you need to eat in a day or a week? All right. I know. It's one of those times when I tell you every once in a while I say something that embarrasses myself. Okay, well, there you go. That was one of those times. I don't mind talking about sex, but sometimes I embarrass myself and I'm like, oh my God. So at the very minimum, I see a 1 a day there. So at the very minimum, you should be trying to eat apples 3 to 5 times a week. All right. That is the minimum that you should be having apples in your diet if you are trying to live an anti-cancer lifestyle. Okay. So 3 to 5 times a week at the very minimum. Honestly, I say that you should be trying to eat an apple a day. That is not realistic. Most of us are not going to eat an apple a day, but they do make an amazing snack. So yes, an apple a day would be amazing if you can adhere to that. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Then that is great. An apple a day will really start to build your arsenal against cancer. I try to eat an apple a day. I'm not always great at it. I at least eat them 5 times a week. So that's like my minimum. Like, it's like water and apples. Did you get your apples? And broccoli and spinach and, most real foods anyway. So, but let's be practical about it. 3 to 5 times a week, just absolutely being practical. Yes. There you go. I was just going to talk about that. Marcy, quit stealing my thunder. No, I'm kidding. So if you are actively battling cancer, if you actively have breast, colon, lung cancer in your body right now, so you are actively battling cancer right now, I suggest that you eat apples 3 times a day. So with every meal essentially, and it needs to be a red apple. 3 times a day. That sounds like a lot of apples, right? But it has been proven. There are studies that have shown that it has slowed growth. It's because of a special compound in red apples that has high antioxidants in it. So red apples specifically, if you're actually battling cancer in your body right now. Now, am I telling you that if you eat apples 3 times a day, you're going to get cured of cancer? No, I'm not. But I am telling you that you can actually lower the probability that the cancer will continue to grow in the body. So thank you very much. That is exactly right. I'm not going to say it again because I'm embarrassing myself about it. So that is good for just about any tumor type cancer that you have in the body. But I do recommend, I love Fuji apples, you guys. I love Honeycrisp. I love green apples. I love Golden Delicious. I love them all. But I just recommend, all the recommendations point to the red apple, and it's because of the color of the flesh. It has the most antioxidants in it. So if you are battling one of those diseases, then I recommend that you eat it 3 times a day. I'm just going to go out on a limb. I'm not the only one that recommends it. You can find it all over the internet. This is a Red Delicious. Yes, this is absolutely a Red Delicious apple. And the redder the apple, the better. So if you're eating Fuji or Honeycrisp, try to pick the ones that have the most red on them. Okay. And I'm not saying don't eat green apples, and I'm not saying don't eat those other types of cameos and all that. I don't know what pips are. Oh, you mean the seeds inside? Is that what you're talking about? Is that a word for seeds? I'm sorry. I don't know what pips means uneducated seeds. Okay. Thank you. You don't have to eat the seeds if you don't want to. No. What about crab apples? Oh, Dad. I dare you, Dad, to eat 3 crab apples a day. I dare you. So, yes. But if you're actively battling cancer in the body right now, colon, lung, breast cancer, I'm going to just go out on a limb and say the core is probably super good for you. I'm pretty sure it is. Yes, I'm pretty sure that it is. It is what I call the mouth of the, so this is attached to the core. This is attached to the core. This is how the apple is getting nutrients, is through that stem. So anything below that is going to be the most nutrient dense part of the fruit. Everything that grows beyond that is going to have less and less nutrients as it goes along. So yes, except for the protective. Actually, a lot of nutrients go to the protective part of the fruit as well, which would be the skin. So yeah, you actually have some. It's exactly like an umbilical cord. That's a great way to put it there. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, you can actually save your core and just stick those in a smoothie if you don't want to. Oh, I just had a really brilliant plan there. Save the core. You know, I am all about freezing stuff. Save the core, freeze it, stick it in your smoothie. I bet it would be amazing. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Janie. Absolutely. So there you go. I'm not telling you it's going to cure your cancer, but I am telling you it's going to give you a fighting chance. And I don't know about you, but when I had cancer, that's all I wanted was a fighting chance, because I knew that my body created cancer for a reason. I know, right? I'm going to do it too. I'm going to do it too. But I knew that my body had created cancer for a reason. Me too. And I wanted to find out what it was. And then after I figured out what I thought it was, I knew that my body could heal itself as well if I gave it some good food. So here we go. Just eat it. Here's the just eat it part. So just eat your apples. Okay. Here's the ways that you can do that. They make a great snack. Apples are amazing for a snack. They're one of my favorite snacks. I love to grab and go. You can stick one in your purse, all right? When you're out on your Christmas shopping, stick an apple in your purse, and then you know that you have a delicious snack with you all the time. No, that is not true. So yes, you absolutely, that's why cauliflower yesterday. Oh, I missed the last part. Dang. Sorry, I'm making you retype stuff. Everybody should copy, and so you can just repaste. It doesn't matter to me that they're high on the glycemic index, but I do not fear the fruits that way. It's not the same, in my opinion, as sugar in the body. So yes, it's a different kind of sugar. Your body actually knows what to do with this sugar. It doesn't know what to do with table sugar. That's just my opinion, and you can agree or disagree with me on that. But yes, yeah. I know they do. It does. Yeah. Put it in your purse. Thank you. Put it in your purse, put it in your bag, take it with you. You have a snack with you all day long, and you know that you have something nutritious and fabulous. Apple pears. No, but I think Marcy did yesterday, right? Isn't that what you had? No, you had something different. I'm sorry. Yeah. So wash it up, stick it in your purse, stick them wherever, you know, and keep them with you. They're a great snack for the day. So snack, with nut butter. Somebody messaged, I drank cauliflower water yesterday because I didn't want to waste the nutrients. You're awesome. Custard apples, that's what you had. That's so awesome. I love Janie, you're like, you have taken the ball and you have run with it. You are just like, I got this. I'm going to the end zone. I'm making a touchdown right now. You're so awesome. I love you. She's amazing that way. She saw the nutrients in the cauliflower water and thought, I got to drink that because it's got stuff in it. I need that stuff and I love it. Maybe put it in a smoothie next time. I just adore you. Okay, I'm not even that extreme. You are extreme. You're extreme, and I love it. So, it was so nasty. I bet it was. I bet it was really nasty. So awesome. Oh my gosh, so funny. So funny. You crack me up, Janie. I love you to death. Yeah, exactly. Save it for trashy veggie stock. I agree totally. It's a great idea. I actually like the idea of sticking in the smoothies and everything. I mean, hello. I've been tempted to drink my water as well, like from my asparagus, because when I start to pour it out, it's all nice and pretty and green, and I'm like, wonder if I should be drinking that. So I'm right there with you. I have the same thought processes. I just don't actually follow through like you do. So it's amazing. With nut butters. So it is yeah, cook rice with it. Absolutely. Nut butters are amazing with apples. I actually love nut butters with my apples. That's a great snack. You get a little protein, you get the fiber, you get the goodness, and you want to eat it. So that's a great way to eat apples. Put them in your smoothie. That's another way. I'm going to show you on Friday how to make my favorite salad using an apple and using fermented foods, which is like Cancer Buster City. And so I'm going to teach you guys how to make that salad on Friday for Real Food Fridays when I cook in the kitchen with Splat. Splat and I will be throwing down in the kitchen on Friday, making a salad for you guys. I'm even going to teach you how to make the dressing for it. So you can cook apples with sweet potatoes. You can make, one of my favorite salads is shredded carrots, diced apples, and cranberries with some nuts. Amazing. You don't even need any dressing. Just toss it all together and it makes its own dressing. It's so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Superfood, hello, real foods, and tastes great. So cook them with your sweet potato. Another favorite thing to do is to bake or poach an apple, not a potato, but bake or poach it and serve it as a dessert with a little bit of whipped Greek yogurt that maybe has a little bit of honey, just a little bit of honey and some nutmeg in the whipped Greek yogurt. Serve it over the top of the poached apple. Delicious, amazing, delicious dessert. So that's a great way to get a dessert in. You can make applesauce as well, but you should home make your applesauce. If you home make your applesauce, awesome, good for you. Not a fan of honey. If you're not a fan of honey, you might try maple syrup or yacon syrup. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I actually have a recipe for that on my website. So cinnamon, absolutely throw some cinnamon down in there. Yep, put a little cinnamon on the apple and then put that on top of it. So good. You could use a little cardamom as well. Yep, absolutely. Maple syrup works well. It probably makes like a candy coating, right, Dad? So, you pinned it? Okay, awesome. Yeah, it's really good. You're going to enjoy it. And then you can make your own applesauce. You can cook it with all kinds of veggies as well. So, yes. So I just want to say this, that I feel like apples are a gift from God. And they are a simple overlooked food that a lot of people just pass right by because we have learned to fear the fruit. And I say don't fear the fruit. I say the fruit is good for you and you should absolutely be eating your fruit on a regular basis. Fruits and veggies should be eating. This is my diet. I eat 90% fruit and veg. All right. You can absolutely put apples in the crock pot. Yeah, you can just sit them in there pretty just like this and the skin will get all kind of wrinkly and then you cut them up, like cut them in half and then, oh yeah, they're so good. Absolutely, you can do that. Yep. You can make applesauce that way too. But I feel like that it's overlooked and I think that there's a lot of hubbub around fruits being bad for you and it's a fallacy. Fruits are there for you. They have been provided by our planet and by our creator for us as food and they are there to nourish your body. So you should be eating your fruits and veggies. All right. That is number one. I eat 90% fruit and veggies during the day. What about a diabetic? I don't know enough about diabetic conditions to tell you one way or the other. I'm sorry to say, Marcy, I just don't know enough about it. It's one of those things that I will learn as I go, but I just don't know enough about it. So yeah, I think that's probably true. But he still can get some fruit into his diet. So, and there's some that are better than others, like berries are like really low glycemic. So those would be better for him. How do you know that I'm 40? You don't even know how old I am. Yeah, I don't really know either, Marcy, and I hate to speak to something that I don't know, and if I don't know, you guys know that I tell you that I don't know. So you need to work on your fruits and veggies, absolutely. Absolutely, you need to work on your fruits and veggies for sure. Yes, because that's 90% of my diet is fruits and veggies. I keep starting this. I'm going to finish it right now. 90% of my diet is fruits and veggies. 50% of that is raw. So I try to eat 50% of my fruits. And this is just a guideline. This is not how, I'm not like a stickler. I don't stress out about it, but that is how I try to live my life. The other 10% is going to be grains, dairies, and meats. So yes, the best way to build endurance fast for an agility test. I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm sorry. That's not really my topic. So I have no idea. How do I know that these foods are cancer busting? Well, first of all, there's been like 1,000 billion researches done. The American Cancer Institute, the Institute for Cancer Research. But I also know that whole real foods are actually awesome for your body. And as a cancer survivor, I am a 3-year cancer survivor and I did not do chemo or anything like that. And I have no cancer in my body. So I know that it's because of my diet, and any medical doctor will tell me the same thing, that is because of my diet. So I know that they're cancer busting, and I do my research. There you go. I know, getting riled up. So there you go. If you guys are watching this part of this Periscope to learn about cancer busting foods, that part is over. I'm just kidding. No, it really is. That part is over. At the end of, if you're new to me, you'll find that at the end of every one of my scopes, I actually do a inspirational moment. I know, right? Oh, snap. But I do an inspirational moment, and I want to share something with you guys today that I actually put out on my personal Facebook page, which you're welcome to follow me at Leslie Nance, LESLIE NANCE. You can follow me there. I do not respond to friend requests. You will actually have to follow me unless I really, really know you. Then I will respond to friend requests. But if you just go out there and friend me, and I don't know you personally, then I do not respond to those. But you can still follow me there at Leslie Nance and see these inspirational posts that I do every single day. When I do these posts, I am talking to myself. By the way, I am not just going out there trying to inspire millions of people to change their life or their ideas or whatever. When I talk about these things, I'm actually talking to myself. And today's post is no exception. We actually lost an aunt this morning, and it was very sad, and we feel very sad. Although she had an amazing life, she was just a gift to every single one of us. And but it still creates a sadness, and it creates a void in our family. And so she's actually an in-law. She's my husband's aunt, and we just saw her. We were fortunate. I'm sorry, I'm looking down because I'm looking for my quote. So give me just a second. But we just saw her this summer, and we had not seen her in a long time. So it was really awesome that we got to spend some time with her. We had a big family reunion, and it was amazing. And she was so vibrant. She was in her 80s, and she was so vibrant and amazing. And this is just a tribute to Aunt Connie. And so, give me just a second here. So I just want to read you what I wrote this morning, because this is a principle that my mom and dad have actually instilled in me, and it helps me deal with the times that are difficult like this. So this is what I said this morning. Life is consistent. Life is consistent. As sure as the sun rises in the east, suffering will strike. The Western cultures are sheltered from suffering. We are exposed to tragedies, but suffering of humanity that happens in other parts of the world on a daily basis, we are sheltered from. This type of sheltering makes it hard for us to deal with personal sufferings at times. We take on all the guilt and pain of a situation. Hold on, sorry, I have to do more here. we take on all the guilt and pain of a situation. When looking into the light, meaning looking for the positive, so looking towards the light and not towards the darkness, but looking towards the light of all situations, a feeling of gratefulness even for the suffering, and feeling I'm slaughtering this. When looking into the light of all situations and feeling grateful even for the sufferings, we begin to change and evolve. We learn to grow. We learn, we grow, and we become sympathetic without being consumed by the suffering. So I totally slaughtered that. I apologize. I was feeling a little emotional. But it's so true that in our Western civilization, we are very sheltered from seeing the daily sufferings of people. If you live in some parts of the world, you see it, thank you. You see it all day, you see poverty, you see sickness, you see disease. Family members, when they get sick, are not shipped off to a hospital. They are actually cared for in the home. When a family member dies, they're typically in the home. And so those cultures are actually better at dealing with this kind of loss than we are. So thank you so much. Thank you for saying that. And so I think it's so important for us to keep our heads on straight when something bad happens. We had something bad happen this morning, and it's not that I don't love Aunt Connie. I adore her. It's not that I'm not sad that she is gone, but really what I want to do is I want to think about her life and think about her smile and think about what she imparted to us as a human being and what her legacy that she left for each and every one of us. That's what I want to think about. I want to find the light in the situation. And so even though we have something bad happen, like the loss of a loved one or sickness or disease or any of those things, we can actually look towards the light and find what is good about that. Hey, Roz, it's good to see you. So I just want to impart that out to you guys today. So when you have bad things happen, that is not the end all be all. It depends on how you deal with it. When you start dealing with it with the light, as opposed to dealing with it with the darkness and letting it stick on you and stay on you. I mean, I could let that stay on me forever. I could let the death or even a tragic death of a loved one sit on my shoulders and stay on me forever because it's just so sad what happened. And I could roll around in that and I could get all messy. But I choose to look at the light and I choose to learn from situations. I choose to, thank you. That's very sweet, Janie. I choose to find the light in all of those situations because living in the darkness bears no fruit whatsoever. So it just absolutely bears no fruit whatsoever. If I live in the light, it's like living in the sunshine. If something lives in darkness, it cannot bear fruit. If it lives in the light, it can absolutely bear fruit and it can share what it has with other people. And I can tell you that Aunt Connie lived her life in the light. She was an amazing woman. When we saw her this summer, I would have never dreamed that she would ever be gone right now. She's just so amazing and so vibrant, sharp as a tack, an amazing, amazing woman. So, but she's gone, and I could be really sad and in the mully grubs, or I could be happy that I even knew her in the first place. So, and that's what I choose. I choose to be happy that I even knew her in the first place. So thank you, Roz, very much. So you guys, just dealing with struggles in life, you have two choices. You have two choices. You can look towards the light, or you can look towards the dark, and it's up to you to make those. That's right. Only physically gone. That's right. But you can look towards the light or you can look towards the dark, and those are your two choices. Those are the only two choices you got. There's nothing even in the middle of that. You can't live even in the middle of that. I talk about living down the colorful middle. You cannot live in the middle of that. When you have something tragic happens, you can either look towards the light and be lightful, or you can look towards the dark and live in the darkness. It is absolutely up to you. Thank you. Yes, I think that she would want us to celebrate that she ever even was on this planet and that she was such an amazing woman. So, and that's what we have chosen to do in this household, is celebrate her life, and she knew how much we loved her and respected her and loved spending time with her. So it's, I don't have any regrets about anything that happened, even in her death. So there you go. So there's your inspirational points for the day. You guys remember to smile at strangers. Remember to smile at strangers, because especially in this holiday season, it may be the only smile that they see today. Retail employees, Retail employees deserve every smile that we can possibly muster for them, all right? So retail employees this time of year, they have a hard job. They're dealing with grumpy people all day long, and it shouldn't be grumpy during the holidays, right? But people are, and so they're dealing with grumpy people. So absolutely, absolutely smile at strangers and make somebody's day. That little bitty smile that you have, that big, beautiful, not little bitty, but big, beautiful smile that you share with somebody else, actually can affect their entire week, their entire day. You know, maybe they don't go home and scream at their wife, or maybe they don't go home and whatever it is that they were going to do because you smiled at them. So just please, 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 long hours, rude guests, absolutely. So don't be that. Be the light in their life. You guys, if you are spreading light, that light is going to get spread. So spread your light, turn it on, spread your light out to the world, and you absolutely will get no argument from anybody about your smile, ever, ever. Thank you, Rosemary. You guys have an amazing day. Thank you guys for being here, hanging out. Thank you for your amazing comments and your amazing, I'm so grateful for you. You have no idea how grateful I am for you. Every time you share out with a follower, every time you share one of my posts, you are helping me help millions of people. So thank you guys so, so much. I love you to bits, and I will be here tomorrow. We're talking about your favorite topic, fermented foods. Tomorrow, and the cancer busting qualities that they have. So be here, be square tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, noon, lunch with Leslie. GoToKitchens.com. Please go check it out. Bye, Rosemary. Love you. Please go check it out. GoToKitchens.com. Consider becoming a VIP. It's absolutely free. And you can come join us on the Facebook page where we all hang out and act a fool. Where we all hang out and show our smoothie pictures and show our fermenting pictures and just goof off and ask questions and all that kind of stuff. So, so you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to go eat some lunch. It does not include my apple. I'm saving it for Friday. All right. See you guys. Bye. Bye, Dad. I love you too.